Today on Pots and Trowels, I'm going to just give the mower a once over to get it ready for spring, and that's brought to you with the support of Cobra Garden and Allett. Hello and welcome to Pots and Trowels. Well, here we are. It's a bit of a cold, damp, grey, miserable winter's day. Looking for something to do, and I walked into the shed and the mower looked at me and said, "Clean me please." So I thought, right, perfect job to do today, because it's always worth it this time of the year, just doing a little bit of maintenance on your mower, just checking them over to get them ready for spring when the grass starts to grow again. So I got the mower out here, and it doesn't need a lot doing to it, this one, because this is a new mower this year. And this year I went from a petrol mower, I still have a petrol mower, but this one for the lawns at home, I've gone for a battery powered mower. So this one doesn't need any oil change or anything like that. But if you have got a mower with oil, a petrol mower, then it's always a good idea to drain the petrol off so it doesn't sit in the carburetor over winter, and do an oil change, check the filter as part of the maintenance. But with this one, all I'm going to do is to take out the batteries here. So these are the batteries that power this mower. As you can see here, we've got these two batteries, two 40-volt batteries, which give a combined 80 volts of power. And then I'm going to charge these up, because if you've got lithium-ion batteries in any of your gardening tools or equipment, mowers, hedge cutters, whatever, you should always keep them charged up over the winter. Don't let them discharge. So I'm just going to pop those on the table, and then I can charge those up at the end. And then what I need to do is just basically check it over to make sure it's all okay. So I'm going to take off the grass box, and always a good idea to give your grass box a good sweep out, just to get rid. I'm going to put it on the patio because then I'm going to sweep it all up, but just to get rid of it, all that dried grass from inside. It's amazing how it builds up, and especially if you've got net sides on your grass collector, if they clog up, then it doesn't collect the grass as well. So it's just a case of going round and giving that a really good brush down like that. Also makes everything look so much better and prolongs the life of them. So grass box is done, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a soft brush and just brush the dust and any grass cuttings off the mower. Again, it's just to smarten it up like that. Grass, when it's wet, is corrosive, so if you've got any metalwork on there, then it will damage it. So it just freshens it up, makes it a lot better. I might give it a wipe down with a cloth in a minute, but just to start us off. And then what I'm going to do is to just tip it onto its side, just gently tip it over, because this is where we really need to do the cleaning, underneath like this. Now obviously if this was a petrol engine, always tip it away so that the oil doesn't go into the carburetor, so tip it towards the oil filler. And as you can see underneath here, it's got lots of dried on grass, so I'm just going to use a scraper just to scrape that off. And you can see it's got some fresh from when it was used not long ago, and then some that's dried on. So I just need to get rid of all this, because if we leave this on over winter, as I said, grass is corrosive. It's the acid in it, and what that will do is it will eat into the metalwork of this. This is a steel body on this, and it will rust it away. So what I'm going to do is just keep scraping at that gently without damaging the paint, and then I can give it a good wash down so that it's nice and clean underneath. And you can see already I'm getting quite a lot of grass off this, so it's going to take me a few minutes to do this. So there, that's, you can see a lot of grass has come off there, so I'm just going to get this brush and give that a brush around as well. It's important that you get the shoot, that's where the grass is blown up into the grass bag. So I'm just going to sweep that out the way, because then I want to get the rest of this off. So what I'm going to do is to actually wet it, and that will soften it a little bit more. So I've got some water here, so I'm just going to get some water around there. That will soften it where it's really dried on. Really what I should have done, of course, in the summer, should have done this as well, but it's been such a wet autumn and the grass has been cut and it sticks so easily. So I'm just a bit of hot soapy water on there will just soften what grass is left on there, and then I can get the stiff brush and just give it one final scrub round, and that should get it really, really clean then underneath. Right, now it's brushed out, and with just adding that water it's really softened it, so I can get the cloth in now and just to get any last little bits of grass off there. So that looks so much better underneath now, and what will dry off, of course. The other thing we need to do is to remember any flaps on the side, just make sure that they're all wiped as well, like that, to get rid of the grass. And I'm just going to stand it back on its wheels, just put it onto a little bit of dry ground, and then finally it's just a case of giving it a wipe over at the top. So again, it's just to get rid of any bits of grass that have stuck on there. Now it's going to take a while to dry, so you need to put it in a garage or a shed where it will dry, and then what I'll probably do in another day or two's time is just with a very soft brush or just a dry cloth is just flick over it again, just to get rid of any little bits of grass that have stuck. Okay, give the wheels a wipe as well, because they get caked in a bit of soil and mud as well, and grass builds up on them, so it just makes it look nice and smart, so that when you come to get it out in the spring it's absolutely ready for action. And I think that's it. That's much cleaner than it was when we started. It's even cleaner than my car, so maybe I need to get Jill to do the car this afternoon. Right, well, I'll finish that in a bit, but there you go. So if you've got a lawnmower, you're struggling for a job to do, something you can do to get it ready. And the last thing I'm going to do, of course, is put the batteries on charge, then they'll stay in the garage so that when I come to use it I can pop them in and we're ready to go. There we go, the bit I don't like doing, clearing up. Of course, this can go on your compost heap, this grass. It will rot down perfectly well. We'll be back again next week when I'm going to be down in the orchard doing some winter pruning on the apple trees. So we'll see you then. Bye.